Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I noticed a long time ago that in this world, countries that are not that important for the bigger countries or more important countries, the players on this planet, to pay attention to them, they employ two tactics, more than two, but mainly these ones. If I want some investments or I want some money to flow into my country, um, I either do something that I become a vassal state of those countries, therefore I listen to them, and therefore they're gonna give me something. But in case I'm of no use to those countries, then I have to create a certain kind of use, and that is creating problems. So the first one is, hey, you need something I got here, I'm gonna give it to you. You need my, I don't know, my gold mines. I'm gonna let you, your big interests over there, to take over, and I'm not gonna let the other interests. I'm gonna let only your interest to exploit me and my country and my natural resources by investing. And in the meantime, you give me some aid. All right, that's one. Now, if you are unlucky enough not to have resources and not having anything that those guys might want from you, because I don't know, you don't have resources, not too many, you're too small, you're too unimportant, then you have to create a different kind of problem. Not to participate, no, a problem. And when you create a problem, then those guys will pay you not to create problems because you're so small and they don't want to get engaged with you. They're just going to pay you just to stay there, don't create problems. We're not going to get involved, okay? Or we're going to try to pay you. No, don't create those kind of problems. That's all. This is, I think, the problem, the issue with this small country, which is Burundi. Burundi in Africa, it's one of the smallest countries in Africa. It's very small, landlocked, and we have here a president who makes some claims. I looked over Burundi's wealth, natural resources, and it has some gold, but nothing else that would make you go and suck it dry. Nevertheless, it's a country with about 13 million people, small country in central, a little bit central south Africa. If you look at Africa like this, it's right here somewhere in there. Anyway, it's there nevertheless. And we have a president who makes some statements, and the statements are very, very off for the European values or for the American values, for the Western values. And they won't do anything about it. Why? Not important. But the fact that this guy, the president of Burundi, says this kind of things is concerning. Why? Because other people hear it, as bad as they are. And you know, bad things spread very fast. Let me show you this article. Russia Today, 30th of December 2023. African leader calls for public execution of gays. That's what he calls. Now, that's bad. Now, imagine it would be Orban, Viktor Orban, or someone else. I don't know, let's say the president of Romania, Klaus Iohannis, or something like this. That would be out of the office in 1 second. He wouldn't finish his sentence and he's going to be out. Why? Well, you know. So I don't think the president of Burundi will be kicked out pretty soon. And Burundi is, as I said, 13 million people. All right. The president of Burundi condemned the West for pressuring the continent to embrace LGBTQ practices. Why do you want to impose your values towards others, on others? You wouldn't like it the other way. Well, it's not about the values and virtues, and it's just about domination and control. Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye called for the same-sex couples to be publicly stoned during a press conference on Friday, suggesting the general population could help carry out the punishment. So this is what this president says. Personally, I think, I'm quoting, personally, I think if we see these kinds of individuals in Burundi, we should put them in a stadium and stone them. And it would not be a sin for those who do. End quote. Ndayishimiye told reporters, condemning marriage between same-sex individuals as an abominable practice. Abominable. I know this doesn't sound right, but anyway, I can't pronounce it. I don't even try. It's this word right here. All right. The African leader also lambasted powerful Western nations for threatening smaller countries with financial penalties if they refuse to adopt pro-LGBTQ values. And I'm quoting again, let them keep their help. Let them keep it, he said. Money. Meanwhile, Burundians living outside the country who have, and I'm quoting, chosen the devil, i.e. practicing homosexuals should, and I'm quoting, not come back, end quote, he said. And they say further here, homosexuality has been illegal in Burundi since 2009 and is punishable by a prison term of up to 2 years for consensual same-sex activity, though there is no law on the books imposing a death penalty for it. In my little research that I did regarding Burundi, they're 99%, I think, Christian country. Burundi charged 24 people for homosexual practices, and quote, in March following an announced crackdown on same-sex relationships, with the president calling on what? The population to treat the homosexuals in their midst as pariahs. Okay. Over 30 African states have anti-LGBTQ laws on the books, much to the chagrin of the West, which has attempted to use its considerable financial leverage to push back against legislation that is primarily motivated by conservative religious beliefs. When Pope Francis declared the Roman Catholic Church could bless same-sex couples earlier this month, Catholic leaders in Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana publicly issued statements countering his directive, arguing that gay marriage violates church law and African tradition. But how is that possible? The Pope is infallible, isn't he? After Uganda adopted anti-gay legislation that imposed a death penalty for, and I'm quoting, aggravated homosexuality, acts including having sex with a minor or while HIV positive, in May, the World Bank cut the country off from new funding, a move that could result in the loss of billions in aid dollars. The US imposed a travel ban on Uganda officials and removed the nation from a trade deal. Ghana, which voted to adopt legislation that will punish LGBTQ advocacy with prison time earlier this year, has vowed to retaliate against US economic interests in its own law if its own law is met with a similar response from Washington. If you understand how this world works, it's like this. I am somehow in charge, and I tell you how you should live. If you do not want to listen to me, I will destroy you. Basically. I mean, you can use euphemisms and other terms and so on. I'm not going to give you my, how should I put it, opinion on that thing. I will just stop to this. If you want to, basically, I don't care what you do in your bedroom, right? I don't care. Unless it's consensual and it's among or between adults. Among or between. I don't care if it's among or between, okay? You can be 50,000 over there in one room and exchange whatever you want to exchange. Are you adults? I don't care, man. I really don't care. I don't want you to fire me if I don't applaud that, or if I'm not too enthusiastic to that, all right? Or, I don't know, something like that. You do whatever. Regarding adoptions, regarding, equal this and equal that, and my rights and your rights, we're going to move to a direction where I'm pretty sure these guys will not like it. But anyway, I don't think they should be killed whatsoever. That's you know what I mean? But nevertheless, that's their country. What can I do? It's their country. Hide it, do whatever you need to do. You got a lot of people who do other things that are still illegal, but some people work to make it legal. And I don't know if you know what I mean, but nevertheless, it's regarding the same kind of things. But among, no, no. But little by little, they will push for that. And if you say, well, why not? Well, let's talk about incest. How about incest? It's between two consensual adults. No? I'm not promoting that, but if you have this, why not have that? And that's even, I mean, let's say I have a heterosexual, how should I put it, relationship, but it's between this and that versus two, anyway. My point is this: each country, each house has its right to be independent and sovereign, and I think have its own traditions, laws, without any external interference. If you don't like external interference, then don't do it to others, right? A biblical teaching. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.